Lecture from Rishabh IS Academy. So we are continuing the answer writing series. So friend, the solution for today's question posted in the morning are as follows. The first question was what is constitution and what are the main source of Indian constitution. So you have to answer this question in about 250 words. So the first part of question is what is constitution. So in first part you have to describe the meaning of constitution, the definition of constitution, and in the second part you have to mention about the resources through which the constitution of India has been derived. Okay friend. So, constitution is a set of fundamental principle or established precedent according to which a state or other organization is governed. Okay. So, constitution simply क्या है, एक fundamental principle है जिसके आधार पे किसी स्टेट को गवर्न किया जाता है, मतलब चलाया जाता है. Okay. So, these rules together make up and that constitute the constitution. Okay, friend. So, what are the main source of constitution? So, first and foremost source is गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया 1935. ओके. सो इसके अंदर हम फेडरल स्कीम की बात करते हैं. फेडरल स्कीम में क्या होता है? फेडरल स्कीम में एक फेडरेशन होता है. ओके. और जो यूनिट्स होते हैं उस फेडरेशन को कई यूनिट में डिवाइड किया जाता है, इसको हम बोलते हैं फेडरल यूनिट. ओके. और यहाँ पे फेडरल यूनिट को फेडरेशन से मर्ज होने का राइट होता है. ओके. और इसे सीसेड होने का भी राइट होता है. ओके. नेक्स्ट ऑफिस ऑफ गवर्नर. सो गवर्नर इज द हेड ऑफ स्टेट और दैट इज फेडरल unit. Okay. And third is judiciary. Next is public service commission. Okay. Emergency provision and administrative details. What were copied from British constitution? So parliamentary government has been derived from British constitution. Rule of law, which we have discussed in last day discussion, so kindly see last day video. Okay. Next is legislative procedure, that is how to frame law. Okay. Single citizenship, cabinet system, prerogative, writs and parliamentary privilege and bicameralism. These all provisions has been copied from British constitution. Next one is US constitution. So fundamental right, that is mentioned in article 12 to 35. So kindly see first day, second day and third day discussion, because in this three discussion we have briefly discussed about fundamental right. Next is independence of judiciary, judicial review. This is the part of fundamental right that we have discussed in earlier classes. Second is next is impeachment of president, that how president has been impeached. Okay. Next is removal of Supreme Court and High Court judge and post of vice president. So this has been copied from US constitution. Now Irish constitution, that is Ireland. So directive principle of a state policy. So you know directive principle of a state policy has been covered under article 36 to 51, and it was on the basis of sovereign Singh committee. Sovereign Singh committee. This we have asked earlier, so kindly see earlier video friend. Next is nomination of a member of Rajya Sabha and the method of election of president. So Rajya Sabha is the upper house. Okay. In the previous discussion we have discussed that in federalism the system of government is bicameralism. Okay. So bicameralism means two house. So one is upper house and other is lower house. So upper house is Rajya Sabha. Okay. And it represents the state. So kindly see previous video friend. And next is method of election of president. Now what from Canadian constitution? So federation with a strong center, vesting of residuary power in the center. So in the earlier video we have discussed that according to separation of power, in 7th schedule the subject on which you have to legislate, okay, or government of India has to legislate, has been divided in three parts, that is central list, state list and concurrent list, and the last one is residuary list. So concurrent list, so those subject on which center has to legislate, that are the part of central list. The list on which a state has to legislate, that is part of a state legislature, and the list on which a state and center both have to legislate, that is the part of concurrent list. Okay. And any subject that do not fall under central list, state list and concurrent list, okay, automatically fall on the residuary list, and residuary power lie with the parliament. Okay friend. So this has been copied from which constitution? That is Canadian constitution. And appointment of a state governor by the center and advisory jurisdictions of Supreme Court. Supreme Court advises time to time to president if president seek some judicial advice. Okay. Next is Australian constitution. So concurrent list has been copied from Australian constitution. Freedom of trade, commerce and intercourse, and joint sitting of the two house of parliament. Weimar constitution of Germany. So suspension of fundamental right during emergency. Soviet USSR, now it is Russia. So from this constitution we have copied fundamental right that comes under article 51A. Next is ideal of justice, that is social justice, economic justice, and political justice in the preamble. This is also copied from Soviet constitution. Next is French constitution. So from this we have copied republic. You know, if the state head is elected by the people directly or indirectly, that is a republic. So India is a republican system because your president is elected by the representative of people. Okay, but in England the post is hereditary, so that is not a republic. Okay, and next is ideal of liberty, equality, and fraternity in the preamble. Next one is South African constitution. So we have copied procedure for amendment of the constitution and elected member of Rajya Sabha. And from Japanese constitution we have copied procedure established by law. Second question was, what was the reason for introduction of fiscal responsibility and budget management, that is FRBM Act 2003, and discuss critically its salient features and their effectiveness. So kindly break this question in three parts. In first part, what are the reason for introduction of FRBM Act? So you have to mention about the reason behind implementation of FRBM Act. Then you have to critically discuss its salient feature, and lastly you have to discuss about what are the effectiveness of FRBM Act. So the first part is why FRBM Act has been introduced. So the reason for introduction of FRBM Act is to introduce a transparent fiscal management system. Okay. Next is to introduce a more equitable and manageable distribution of country's debt over the years, to aim for fiscal stability for India in a long run. What are the salient features? That is the second part of question. So in FRBM Act 2003, annual target has been given for reduction in deficit, government borrowing, and debt. Even government will annually reduce the fiscal revenue deficit by 0.5% and fiscal deficit by 0.3% from year 2004-5. So kindly write in the comment box what is fiscal deficit and what is revenue deficit. Next is elimination of revenue deficit and reduction of fiscal deficit to 3% of GDP by 31st March 2009. Next was a cap on the level of guarantee and the total liability of the government. Prohibit government to borrow from the RBI after April 1, 2006. That is, RBI cannot print money to lend the government. Annually present the macroeconomic framework statement, medium term fiscal policy statement, and fiscal policy strategy statement. Also, the three statement would provide the macroeconomic background and assessment relating to the achievement of FRBM goals. So kindly define, friend, what is microeconomics, what is fiscal policy statement, and what is fiscal policy strategy statement. And under exceptional circumstances, that means if situation is out of hand, then in this case government may be compelled to breach the target that has been set by the FRBM Act. Now how much it was effective? So the effectiveness of FRBM Act are as follows. The implementation of FRBM Act improved the fiscal performance of both central and state, but the state has achieved the target much ahead the prescribed timeline. But government of India was on the path of achieving the objectives right in time. However, 2008 was the global financial year, so this was the fiscal policy target and revenue policy target that was the part of FRBM Act has been suspended because it was exceptional circumstances, and fiscal consolidation came in vogue. Okay, to cope up with the challenges of global recession 2008. Okay, that's why government was forced to increase the expenditure, okay, to boost the demand in the economy, and as a result the fiscal stimulus package has been announced. Okay, so government has moved away from the path of fiscal consolidation. The third question was, write the following not exceeding 30 words. So first was Bhuvan website. So GPS system, GLONASS system. GPS has been developed by USA and GLONASS by Russia. So similar is Bhuvan, that is developed by ISRO. Okay, so Bhuvan is a software application which allow user to explore 2D 3D representation of surface of the earth. Okay, so simply it will map the surface, okay, in 2 dimension, 3 dimension, and the browser is specifically tailored to view India, that is it is especially dedicated for India. Okay, offering the highest resolution in the region and providing content in 4 local language. Okay, so kindly write in the comment box what are the 4 language in which Bhuvan gives the information. Okay, national waterway. So river, canal, backwater, and narrow creek come under inland water transport. Okay, and it shares about 1% of total transport in the country. So in 1986, the Inland Waterway Authority has been set up for development, protection, and regulation of national waterway in the country. This authority has declared 5 inland waterway as a national waterway, and 6th is in sixth sorry, the work is going on sixth national waterway. Next is ultra mega power. Ultra means big, or mega means 10 to the power 6, that is 10 lakh. So ultra mega power project. Ultra mega power project is a large electricity project of 4,000 megawatt or more that has been launched. Okay, so simply the any power project whose capacity is 4,000 megawatt or beyond, that is the part of ultra mega power project, and the super fiscal critical technology will be used to achieve high level fuel capacity under this project. So it will save fuel and reduce greenhouse gases. What is section 377 of IPC? So 377 of IPC that came in force in 1862 define unnatural offense. Okay, so it says whosoever voluntarily has carnal intercourse against the order of nature with any man, woman and animal shall be punished with the imprisonment for life, or with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 10 years, or shall not be liable to fine. Okay, what is Barren Island? So Barren Island is the only island that is the part of Andaman Nicobar. Okay, that is active volcano in South Asia, and it is along a chain of volcano from Sumatra to Myanmar. So thank you friend, thank you for seeing the video, and it's better to write the answer in comment box. Okay, so friend, thank you again.